Hey guys, as you may know, on this channel, I keep track of stuff that's happening all over the world that affects all of us, especially the geomagnetic weather changes that have been taking place, which seem to come in tandem with the changes in society in which it is that we're experiencing. So this video, I'm going to go through some really incredible evidence to show you that the time we're currently in right now is super weird in a lot of ways and super duper unique, and I would say quite mystical. Anyway, here's the video.
Very unusual things are starting to take place that are a little bit unprecedented. Basically, all the measuring stations for the Schumann frequencies, they all dropped out globally. Right before they blew out, there was a massive amplitude, in the signals that overrode, I guess, what their calibration's able to deal with. So all of them fell out. We're moving into a period of a new solar cycle. The Earth's magnetic sphere is weakening, and we're entering a zone in the galaxy where we're in direct line of fire with particles and waves that we normally don't get hit by. We should all be on guard and vigilant for some weird, chaotic stuff that could happen in the coming days. Whenever our solar activity goes wonky and bonkers, civilizations rise and fall. So we are moving into a period of really bizarre, anomalous, intense, high activity. So that could have consequences for our entire civilization. So weird things could be going on. There was a solar storm that hit us, and the winds reached a speed of 3 million kilometers per hour. But it only happens when the ionosphere is supercharged. Of course, then it does happen. And that happens super rarely, right? We actually are imbued and endowed with our consciousness and the ability to utilize that fractal energy and organize our society and our thinking and our culture and everything all around us in our world to a higher order. And it's predestined to happen. And the energy's coming, and if it's coming at us in the next 5 or 6 years, I would expect that this new world is going to be here in that period of time.
Okay, so that's an interesting video. I thought I'd just throw out there to know that the thing that measures our magnetic field, the instrumentations and the sensors that use them, well, apparently Earth's energy is oscillated so high that the instrumentation does not actually work anymore. So I found that quite interesting. Everything, take with a grain of salt. But this next video I find even more interesting because apparently the sun has definitely changed because we're experiencing this change all over the Earth.
Wait until the end.
Happening right now across the globe. As of about 3 minutes ago, 7:15 Eastern time, 99% of the entire world's population is facing the sun. That means we're all experiencing some degree of sunlight at the exact same time, either full daylight or for a lot of other folks, twilight. If you look at the map right there, just the Pacific Islands and Australia, the Australian region, are fully in the dark. 99% of the world.
And California. Poor California.
Yes.
You know what, though? What a cool phenomenon.
Okay, so it'd be interesting to understand why that is the case, because based on what we've been taught in school, that doesn't exactly make sense.
To bring us all together, literally to bring all of us together, because at this moment, I'm talking right now, 7:15, 99% of the population of the Earth is in some sort of daylight or sunlight. Now, this is due to the fact that the Earth has a tilt to it, 23.5 degrees. So it's the way it's rotating around the sun and the way it's orbiting in general. But right now, at this time in the calendar year, this doesn't happen every day. This only happens today, and it only happens right now. 7.68 billion people are in daylight or in twilight. The only spots that are not in daylight right now are Australia, Papua New Guinea, and New Zealand. Outside of that, the rest of the world is in daylight. Do you like that?
And in terms of the weather patterns and storms we're having, well, we're breaking records all the time, apparently.
Cyclone Freddy is the storm that never dies. Incredibly, Freddy just made its third landfall, bringing powerful winds and flooding rains to Mozambique. Freddy already holds the all-time world record for longest-lived tropical cyclone at 35 days, and Freddy continues on. This stunning satellite imagery shows Freddy's trek across the entire Indian Ocean, from Australia to Africa. Fortunately, it does look like Freddy may once and for all dissipate after this most recent landfall. Follow along here as I cover weather across the world.
So yeah, 2023, this year is getting super chaotic, super interesting. We've had so many natural disasters, and it's just March that I'm making this video, the beginning of March, or the middle of March.
If you thought 2023 was bad in your country, just listen to how it's going for New Zealand. In their entire history, they have only ever declared a national state of emergency twice. Today, that number turns to thrice. Just after battling through deadly record-breaking rainfall and flooding at the end of January, they have now just been smashed by a massive cyclone, leaving at least 4 dead, including a child, and several more still missing. Huge landslides, flooding, power outages, and colossal damage to people's homes. And just 1 day after that, they recorded a 6.1 magnitude earthquake. And this is all while one of their pilots is being held hostage by bow and arrow-wielding rebels in the remote Papua region after they set fire to his plane on landing. They say he will not be released until the Papua region is made independent from Indonesia. The question is, if we're all now bloody competing for which country can have the worst 2023, who do you think is gonna win?
Well, let's not make it a competition. This next video, we're actually seeing the effects of the cyclone Freddy in Malawi, and we're keeping up with a lot of events, as you know, that happen like this around the world, because I suspect many more are coming, and just a lot of strange phenomena as well. So yeah, that's why I'm interested in doing this. And it's always great to be reminded of what happened to Brazil after they paraded Satan around the streets, you know.
Nature's corrupted and such is far away. Your love's like rhinestones falling from the sky.
And can you believe that happened right after that parade? Now, these next videos is recently of what's taking place in California. As you know, in the beginning of the year, January 2023, California got hit heavily. And yet again, California is getting hit again.
Entire neighborhoods submerged after heavy rains flooded parts of California.
I think I got visual on him.
Copy, we got visual.
Nearly 200 people had to be rescued by first responders and the National Guard over the weekend. Monterey County officials issued multiple evacuation orders last night along the Salinas River, stretching nearly 30 miles. In the city of Pajaro, a levee breach forced thousands of farm workers like Isaac Martinez to evacuate their homes and likely lose out on work.
In the summer, I work in the fields, picking berries, and I think this year is going to be hard for them. The water's too high.
California grows more than a third of the country's vegetables and 3/4 of its fruits and nuts, all threatened by constant flooding this winter.
Lettuce, strawberries, the top crops that are grown in these fields, there's going to be an impact to our nation's food supply.
Rapid snowmelt from warm downpours overwhelmed rivers in the Sierra foothills in Central Valley, causing major flooding in Springville.
The water was up to the bottom of that green molding on the house right there.
Crystal McGee and her husband fled when the water started pouring into their home.
We left everything. We had to leave everything. And there's photo books that are on the floor in the mud, and those are things that cannot be replaced.
It's getting real in California. The levee broke and more floods are on the way. What the heck?
Breach in the levee on the Pajaro River. More than 8,000 people forced to flee.
These families stuck on a bridge waiting for transport to nearby shelters. 11 million people under flood alerts tonight. Dramatic new drone video showing a raging river tearing through Kernville, California.
And there's another storm coming.
Officials ordering evacuations in Kern County as well. At least 2 deaths have been reported. California and Nevada declaring states of emergency. The entire West struggling to deal with the 11th atmospheric river event, dumping up to a foot of rain the past week. And in Lake Tahoe, historic amounts of
in
snowfall.
weird times.
Another 32 inches in some areas.
People who have been here for a very long time have said this is more snow than they've ever seen.
So let's get right to Rob
By no
Marciano
coincidence.
in Folsom, California. And Rob, the state bracing for even more flooding.
Yeah, the rains were ramping up again. We even had a
Prepare,
tornado
everybody,
earlier with a
prepare.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoy that compilation of clips. I just put that together just to like give you an idea of what's happening in the world right now, because there's something strange. I'm enjoying actually keeping track of this because there's always something happening. So if you enjoy this sort of stuff, please stick around and I'll see you soon. If you would like to support my work, then please head on over to Patreon at The Casanova Show, where you'll be able to keep track of all my blog posts, articles, and video links of videos that I find, as well as my own personal videos that I will post on there, as well as some exclusive videos. And basically, I'm keeping track of this huge change that's happening on the earth. And also, I take time to speak about consciousness and where it is that I see all of us heading, because as many people know, I've always strived to stay out of the matrix, so the videos all stay along those lines. And the content, I'm sure you'll enjoy. So if you're like me and you believe there's huge changes happening on the earth that are going to affect all of us, then, you know, come on to Patreon for as little as $1, and yeah. So as some of you may know, I've been censored quite a bit, but anyway, we do live videos on Patreon, take time to speak to people, find out where your head's at. If you want to support me and help me grow this, then I really do appreciate that. For as little as $1, you can head on over to Patreon. Just go to patreon.com and type in The Casanova Show, or click the link in the description below. Thanks guys, I love you lots.